At last, it took place. Tom Schwartz formally left his residence in Los Angeles. The cast member of Vanderpump Rules announced the exciting news on Instagram on Thursday, August 1st, around 2 years after he was able to obtain the temporary residence. Tom shared 2 videos of himself sipping iced tea and a bottle of Miller Lite while eating a lunch sandwich in the empty living room. "I just finished moving beer, one of the top 10 beers ever," he wrote as the story's caption. Last dinner at this old location. Following his tour of the meal, Tom gave a tour of the almost empty flat, which had just a few bar stools and a few boxes on the kitchen worktops. A follow-up video included him saying, "Wait, I feel like I owed it to you guys to share the first sip of the I just moved beer, a goated beer, for sure." After taking a sip of his beverage, Tom exhaled a contented, "Ah, delicious." In an Instagram post on July 31st, Tom hinted to the transfer by posting pictures of his pad filled with IKEA bags, moving boxes, and enormous storage containers. He wrote, "Onwards and upwards" as the caption for the story, then added an emoji of prayer hands. The Minnesota native started making insinuations about moving some months ago, but he hasn't disclosed any details about his new residence. On the May 16th episode of Balancing Act, a podcast produced by Kristen Doubt and Luke Broderick of The Valley, he discussed his ambitions. "I'm considering making a little down payment," he said. "Like a cute little loft, perhaps. To begin with, I've always desired to live in a loft, more specifically, a stylish artist loft. One that I particularly liked was in the Valley. While I'm building my Florida home, I was considering the possibility of downsizing." In addition, Tom stated that he was not certain he would move in with Tom Sandoval, his co-star on Vanderpump Rules, even though Tom had suggested it during season 11. Despite appearing receptive to residing in Tom Sandoval's Valley Village house, Tom Schwartz confided in Kristen and Luke that he had some concerns. He said, "The optics of me moving in with Sandoval are not good for my personal growth and everything. Although I have no problem lending a hand to my friend, it would undoubtedly not be a long-term relationship. Even though we have a lot of affection for one another and have had some really good talks about it, we're like, dude, I don't really want to live with you." "I don't want to live with you either," he exclaims. That marks the end of an era. Then, Tom Schwartz is formally vacating his transitional bachelor apartment and moving on. On July 31st, he announced this milestone on social media while teasing his upcoming transfer. Several cardboard boxes and plastic containers containing his belongings were displayed by the Vanderpump Rules star. Along with packing his apartment, he shared the enormous blue IKEA bags that he always had with him. Tom added emojis of prayer hands to the video and said, "Onwards and upwards." It appears that he is both anxious and prepared to make a shift. And from what he told me, it appears that the relocation happened rather rapidly. He started off by telling tales of packing. Stories of his final meal, a sandwich, drink, and banana were then told after this. And after that, a few tales about his possible new location, or at the very least, where he is staying at the moment. "New views kinda dreamy," his tale continued, depicting him on the rooftop during golden hour with his dogs, an outside grill, and a gorgeous, colorful sky. It appears that he is content and at ease in his current location. Tom's tour of his previous house with Bravo seems like it was yesterday. He flaunted his interior design and decor selections, which included an abundance of flora. Even while he acknowledged that he had come to enjoy the location, he was rather explicit during the tour that he saw it as a transitory stop. He said that it felt almost like home, a house for transition. And it appears that the change has been done now. We will have to wait to find out where he relocated. Tom Schwartz's choice of decor raised some eyebrows when he showed off his new apartment on Vanderpump Rules Season 11, according to Ariana Madix and his ex-wife Katie Maloney. During the first episode of the Season 11 Vanderpump Rules after show in late January, Katie made fun of her ex-partner, with whom she had split up in 2022, saying, I really did everything for that man. College is being offered, therefore this is just temporary, right?" When the camera turned to display video, it showed Schwartz's flat with a number of unpacked boxes and his collection of about 24 plants. The setup didn't please Ariana either, and she questioned whether Schwartz was waiting on someone else to finish the decor. Is he waiting for another Katie to come along and rescue him? Because what the heck? She said in the after-show clip. Schwartz, for his part, previously justified the state of his living space by explaining that for a long time, he was simply adjusting to being in a smaller space after selling his dream home during his divorce. I try not to bitch too much. I'm grateful to have an apartment and a roof over my head, he said. But aside from all the sadness with getting divorced, like going from a beautiful dream home, like your sanctuary where you're king of your castle and kind of being relegated back into an apartment, it really sucked. Now, I've grown to love this place, Schwartz said of his $3,500-month space in North Hollywood during an apartment tour, which you can watch below. It feels kind of like a home, a transitional home. In addition to adding in some touches to make his apartment feel cozier, Schwartz has made another addition to his life, his girlfriend, Sophia Scoro. Sophia teased her romance with Schwartz on TikTok in both February and March of 2024, and the two officially confirmed their relationship during a podcast appearance in April.